Hey everybody, click that like button for me, share me out, and subscribe. Hey replay gang, I am moving a little late this morning. Hey young Reyes. Hey boo, how you doing? Um, sure, running a little late this morning. Cause I was up late doing some things, handling some business. So, and then I also had some college coursework. Hey, Simple Meals. Then I had some college coursework to be done as well. But y'all, family, can I talk to y'all, family? Can I talk to y'all real quick? Man, I got a lot going on, and it's hard when you have children because I have 4 children. I've spoken about my children before on the channel. Hey, Onyx, that's my cloud watcher sister. Hey, Onyx, I ain't seen you in a minute, Onyx. I'm glad to see you, Queen. But yeah, my children, I love my children. Can I be honest with you, family? Can I talk to you honestly for a second, family? I love my children with all my heart. But you can love someone and not like their asses. You know what I'm saying? I love my children, but sometimes the things that they do have me look at them like, what the hell is going on here? I taught you better than that. So the craziest thing is I had to tell my children, look, this is what we're not gonna do, which is the title of this live this morning. You know, because especially as a single parent, and of course as a caregiver or any capacity where you're raising children, you're taking care of children day in, day out, single mother, single father, if you're 2 working parents, you both got to get out there and get that hustle on and do what you have to do to support your children and to make sure the bills are being paid. These days, it's like this generation, I don't know what's going on. But, well, you know what, y'all? I'm a damn lie. I know exactly what's going on. Feel me? This is what's going on. I was born like on a cusp. So tell me if I'm wrong. I think I was born in 1979. So I think I was born right there with. And hey, Queen. Hey, learn to be unbothered. Good morning, sis. I was born right there on that cusp. 1979. I'm 44 years old. And the cusp is like it's Gen X. I think it's 1979. So if I'm wrong and y'all know it for sure, let me know. And then also millennial. I think millennials are like 1980 on to something else. But I was born right there. So I understand both sides of the equation. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in a lot of, I think, Gen Xers, and millennials were raised where we basically had to learn the skills to take care of ourselves. We were outside playing games. We didn't get to sit up in the house all day, play video games. We weren't, social media was available to us, but we didn't what I'm saying, we didn't really stick around. We didn't, it was more to life than just social media. You know what I'm saying? We had access to it in a certain capacity, but we had to get it out the mud like a lot of different people. A lot of us had to work. A lot of us had to help our parents and stuff like that, keep up the household and everything else. And my thing is, sometimes parents rely on you a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Put a lot on you at a young age. And I think a lot of Gen Xers and a lot of millennials who was raised like that, they tried to compensate with their own children. So when they had their own children, they basically like, I'm not going to do what my parents did to me to my children. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it was an unfair burden. Hey, Tamika, a lot of times it was an unfair burden. Really. Sorry, y'all, I'm in a bad area. But, you know, a lot of the times it was an unfair burden parents placed upon their children, but it was something that had to be done, because, you know, that's the only other type of support, especially if you were living with a single mother or a single parent at the time or a single caregiver. That's you were the only type of support they had, so they placed a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. And us, we didn't realize that that responsibility molded us into the people that we are now. That that additional burden that was placed upon us taught us how to manage our finances, taught us how to get out here in the world and work and become resourceful to get what we need in order to survive, taught us how to be independent and be able to survive in this world on our own. It might not have been fair what was placed upon us when we were young, but that very thing that we say or dictate or say is unfair is the very thing that made us who we are and gave us those skills to be able to navigate the world, especially how it is now. The problem is we didn't pass them skills on to our children because we were too busy trying to compensate for either the lack of compensate for either not having the other parent around, compensate for basically not wanting to raise them and put all that unfair burden on them. And the meanwhile, they're not learning the skills and the things that they need to get out here in this world to survive. So I don't know if I'm making any sense to y'all, but I'm trying to push that on my kids hardcore. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my kids, look, I'm not requiring, only thing I'm requiring you to do is your chores. That's how you're going to learn, basically how to clean up behind yourself, how to maintain a household, how to prepare food when you need to prepare food, things of that nature. I'm not putting these things on you because I just don't want to do them myself. I'm trying to teach you how to be able to handle the responsibility when you're out there on your own. I'm trying to teach you how to manage your money and your finances while you're out there on your own. I'm trying to show you what happens when you don't either further your education or get a trade so you can provide for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I was late to the party. I put my education on the back burner. I worked jobs that were really, they taught me skills. I met a lot of different people, but I would have to work still 2 to 3 jobs just to provide for my family. Until I got into nursing, but I still worked long hours in nursing, and so it was just a lot. And I'm trying to teach my kids to work smarter, not harder, but still have to get up and go and drive to get out in this world and do what they need to do for themselves. And, it just makes me angry. I get upset because I'm telling my children, look, this is what you need to do. And of course, you know how kids are. You got to reiterate. You got to keep on them. You got to tell them over and over again, just, over and over again. But, sometimes it's just like, it's not clicking. Like I'm looking at them and, you have kids, you have different, if you have like different children, they have different personalities and everything else. And they are not really, some kids get it. Some kids, they a little slow to the game. Let's be real, they're a little slow to the game, family. They're slow to the game. So when that type of thing happens, you got to change your approach and how to get your message across. And even though it seems, it's like, dang, I'm telling them over and over again, they're not listening. It's something's not clicking for them. And you're sitting here trying to figure out how you want this message across to your child of how important. But you also have to remember that, sometimes hard head make a soft ass, like my grandma say. Some kids, they got to get out there and they got to see for themselves before they really learn or understand what you were trying to teach them and guide them to do. So this morning I got a little upset with my children because I was especially with my oldest son, because I felt like he is not living to his full potential, and he's being, he has a lazy spirit. And I don't want that to hinder him in his life and in his pursuit of his education and his dreams and what he wants. And I told him straight up, a woman is not going to want a man who can't provide for himself. and who can't provide for her. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. A woman, but you know what I'm saying, in today's world, maybe I'm just living, maybe I'm holding too fast the old school, mentality or whatever. Because we do see women out here every day to deal with men that don't do anything but sit on their butts and lay pipe, and they happy with that. I'm not trying to raise my sons to do that. I'm trying to raise my sons to provide for their households, to provide for their families, to be able to provide for themselves, to be financially secure, and not run into the same mistakes and pitfalls that I did. Um, in this world. That's what I'm trying to do, and also teach my daughter the same thing, because it's all the way around for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be if one day you decide to have a family, children, you need to be able to clean up after yourself. You need to know how to do household chores. You know what I'm saying? You need to know how to do, it's just like certain skills as a mother you teach your daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get my kids there. It's a battle. It's a fight, because you know how kids are. Like I said, they have their own personalities, their own ways of handling things, of receiving and perceiving information. And a lot of times when they take it from us, it's like we're critiquing them. And I'm the type of parents that I tell you and I reiterate and I'll tell you, but after a while, I just stop talking. And like I said, I just let you make that mistake. And then, my children are very good at coming back to me and apologizing or telling me what they should have did better and everything else. But, you just got that one child. You want to just, Lord have mercy. Woo. You got that one that it seems like nothing you do just gets through. It gets in their heads. It's like they're going to do whatever they want regardless. And y'all, I got that one. I got that one. And this morning, I had to be like, look. And go ahead and just lay it down. Like, listen. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Whoop de whoop de whoop. You know? Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing, young Reyes. And I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, and make sure you correct me, or give me the correct pronunciation. But that's the thing. I am that type of parent where I know my kids inside and out, their learning styles, their I'm saying, how they receive information, and I adjust accordingly. Hey, me and mines, how you doing? Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing. So I just I'm saying, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? Because I know it has a lot to do with, like, we as people being a part of generation Gen Z and millennials, we have to take accountability to what is going on now with our children, which is the fact that a lot of us, we kind of grew up on the hard side. We had a lot more responsibility. We felt like we needed. And we kind of, when we got to our own kids, raising our own children, we were like I said, we didn't want them to have that additional burden, not realizing that those skills they need, especially now with how the economy is, especially now with how everybody, how prices are going out. You have people that are moving back in with their parents. You have people that's losing their homes. You have people that's struggling, and they're making upwards of 100,000 plus, and they're out here struggling. So we really have to buckle down and prepare our children to get out here in this world and be able to do for themselves and have the motivation to do so. So with that, like I said, I had to lay down the line this morning to my children again, and I'm gonna keep on talking until I can't talk anymore. God takes me from this earth. But I told them today, look, this is not what we're gonna do. Okay. This is not what we're going to do. You're going to do your chores. You're going to take accountability for the mistakes that you've made and for the things that you don't do. You're going to stop and make excuses, because excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't work when you're trying to keep your job and you're not performing or doing what you're supposed to do in order to keep that job. We got to stay on our kids, man. We can't get lazy, and we can't let social media teach our children what we should be teaching our children themselves, ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm about to go ahead and get to work. Please click that like button, share me out, and subscribe, family. Love you, Replay Gang. And real mamas got to get to her real job. I'm out here.